What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Party Chat. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week, as always, Ashley Dye and Dan Gilbert.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
it's a Wednesday for them.
It's Wednesday for them.
You just throw me when you do that because we don't film it on a Wednesday.
No, we don't film it on a Wednesday. Because if we filmed it on a Wednesday, based on our internet speeds, it wouldn't be up till like the following week.
Yeah, true.
Episode 1 was already a bad start. I was like, right, new show, let's do it every Wednesday. Upload failed. Oh, great, because it takes 20 hours to upload on our shitty internet. But anyway, let's not... I won't get bogged down on that.
Definitely not. But,
Party Chat is a new show for us where the three of us wanted to get together every week to discuss our opinions on everything going on in the gaming industry. We have our Game of the Week show where we stick to very topical things in the news, but this time it's kind of no real notes, just kind of free chat, let it flow, and obviously let our natural ability of talking, the pause there as well, just showed it. But anyway, so following on from our first episode where we spoke about our favourite games of 2014, we thought it would be good to have a group conversation about some of the most anticipated games of 2015, because this year it looks like it's going to be a pretty good year. Who wants to throw the first game in as an anticipated game?
I'm happy to. Not a massively widely known game, but the new Star Wars game, Star Wars Battlefront.
Is that your most anticipated, would you say?
No. This is just one of my anticipated. Yeah. Definitely not my most anticipated, but one that I'm definitely excited for. I have been a big fan of the Star Wars franchise games on the PS3. There was a couple of them. They were okay, not too bad.
Battlefront's a reboot, isn't it? There used to be I'm sure there was a Battlefront, wasn't it? This is basically, from what I remember, Battlefield, but Star Wars.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
There was definitely a Battlefront 1 then, and 2, I believe, on the Xbox 360.
But definitely something.
The Xbox, sorry.
Looking at what the team of the efforts they've gone to, or the lengths they've gone to make this game as
it's going to be a
genuine,
big setup, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think Star Wars rebooting this year. Yeah, the film, we've had the trailer.
Yeah,
everyone's excited for Star Wars again.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty fair to say. What else have we got then? We've got a big list to go through, so we're going to go through them.
Let's rattle through them.
I'll throw out this one to get it out of the way. Uncharted 4. So that we can
just
talk about it, because it's one that we do love. It's a franchise.
We speak about it every now and then on the Game of the Week. Every chance we get, whenever there's some news about it, we'll jump all over it.
I have to say, this is probably my most anticipated game of the year.
Yeah, I think that's it for a lot of people. It will be. Naughty Dog have displayed themselves to be a pretty competent studio.
Yeah, they've done all right.
And hopefully this game will be coming this year. There's every indication that it will be. And we saw that trailer from the PlayStation Experience. It looked pretty good. I liked how more active it looks like Drake's going to be, kind of interacting with everything.
I think so.
It just, without kind of being overly cliche, it just looks like kind of the next generation of him.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But no, it does look really good. Naughty Dog have proved themselves with the Uncharted series very well in the first 3 games. And I'm really keen to make this my 4th platinum in the Uncharted series of games.
I think what I'm most excited for, not just Uncharted 4, is the inevitable HD collection that they're going to release.
Yeah.
Just because I want to platinum 1, 2 and 3, and I'd rather just do it on my pretty new PS4 than having to boot up my old PS3.
I think I'd probably have to redo them all again.
But yeah, that's inevitable. So
it is.
Potentially could have 4 Uncharted games this year.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. Another one. I'll chuck one in now. No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I think this is my most anticipated, because not necessarily it's going to be the best game of this year, but I'm just so intrigued.
Yeah.
About what the guys at Hello Games are trying to create.
It's a really artistic expression of a game, isn't it?
Well, it's the sheer size.
Yeah,
of the game.
it's the open exploration. It's like, how are they going to make it all work? It's like, you've obviously got your interplanetary stuff, and then it's like you're going down to your planets. So it's like, how is it actually all going to come together?
It does seem like
when
a
the game's
vast
complete.
game.
Well, I'm sure they've said that it would take something like over 1,000 years of gameplay to experience everywhere in the world. Like, it's impossible for you to visit everywhere in the world. That's basically what
that's basically why they've wanted to bring like that online way of like connecting with other players and seeing and basically getting the data that they've had and your data and just putting it all together to like basically open up the map and show what's out there, because you're not going to be able to see it yourself.
I like the idea as well of being able to discover a planet and naming it after me. I feel like that's something.
Mr. Ego.
I feel like that's something that I deserve. You know, some people might want to have like an island or a country. I want a whole fucking planet. I haven't quite decided on the name.
What else we got? Not too far away, we got Dead Island 2.
Yes, that looks like a good one.
Yeah.
Dead Island 1 I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Zombies are zombies.
There's
limited. I always find that I personally have limited time.
Dead Island Riptide?
There was Riptide as well.
Yeah.
And then there was also... Was that the Game of the Year version? Because it was just a Dead Island and then there was Riptide. I think that was like the...
I've got Dead Island Riptide and I can't remember which one it was. But
I think
anyway.
that's just the original but with extra
Yeah, you might be right. But Dead Island 2, is it February it's out?
March, I think.
Is it March? Yeah.
We've got Dying Light.
Dying Light, another one, yes.
Which is out actually just in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Which looks pretty good. It's kind of zombie, but the difference is you've got all the parkour stuff, which again looks very cool. But I think we've had this conversation before, Dan. I'm sure that there's only so much you can do with a zombie game.
Yeah,
there is. I mean, staying on the zombie thing, Resident Evil is out next week.
Yes,
week after.
20th.
That's not the new Resident Evil. Sorry, that's the sort of remastered Resident Evil 2.
It's the HD remake.
Yeah.
The remake HD.
I'm getting that next week. So that's another zombie game.
Yeah.
Speaking of sort of horror terror games, Bloodborne
is. I'm most intrigued about it because I don't know. Has anyone here ever really played Demon Souls or Dark Souls?
No.
See, I gave Dark Souls 2 a go, which I think was the last Dark Souls, and firstly, it's hard. It's very, very hard. Like, be prepared to die a lot of times, and I just found it was a little bit slow. I didn't kind of quite get into it, but I hear Bloodborne's a lot.
Bloodborne, from what I've seen of the
Faster
gameplay,
paced.
it does look good, and one that I'll probably be picking up for sure.
It's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
You've got to support them, I suppose, with your Sony TV and your Sony surround sound and your Sony console.
I literally have Sony everything.
Sony car.
Yeah, Sony car.
I don't know.
Would you drive a Sony?
You would if you could.
Obviously. Sony socks.
Do all of your electronics just like bully your Xbox at night?
They do.
Ganging up on him. Throwing the Kinect out the window. Was that just you, maybe?
No, yeah, that's just me. What else we got, Matt?
I don't know. Dan, what have you got?
Well, there's the Order 1886 is coming out.
I like how you were like 1886.
I had to look down for a second to make sure I was saying it in the right
century.
No, it's like, is it 1886 or 1868? And it's like
you're thinking of 1666, maybe, or 1966. Obviously, a great year for England, apparently. Football hash.
I realised.
Yeah, but that was delayed, wasn't it?
The Order, yeah.
There was at one stage this game looked like it was in a bit of trouble. It was not previewing very well from a lot of people that were getting early hands on, but it looks like it's had the time it's needed, and hopefully it's been for the best. And now that's very soon. That's literally about a month away. It's going to be
20th of February.
It's going to be going gold any time now.
Yep.
So that one is also very high on my list because it's from the guys who made God of War. So those games are pretty decent.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just, I do like a good story-driven game, third person. I like the whole alternate history. I think that's quite cool. Hopefully it's as good as
like the hype.
Yeah,
basically.
the hype. The hype of it is always. You're always worried that sometimes a game kind of overhypes itself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, what Watch Dogs fell to that. I mean, I still think Watch Dogs was a very good game. It would probably make my top 10, but it was a game that was always ending up going to not be as good as people were thinking it was going to be.
Same with Destiny.
Destiny is another one.
Yeah, I thought that was Destiny.
But yeah.
Okay, but
so yeah, that's another one.
There's
so many
Batman
games.
Arkham Knight.
Definitely,
is another game that will hopefully have benefited from its period.
When they came out and said that was going to be out in October, they were lying.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's another one that's been pushed back.
It was pushed, wasn't it? Because it was Q1 to Q2.
I'm a huge Batman series fan. I love the games. There was one in there, and I'm not going to try to remember which one, but there was one that I wasn't overly keen on.
Arkham Origins, because it was not made by the same guys.
Yes.
It was not made. Rocksteady? I'm sure it was Rocksteady.
Yeah, I don't know who. Yeah. But anyway, Arkham Knight, really, really, really excited for. With the there's a lot more new features in this. You've got the Batmobile, which is possibly one of the best things about this game that they brought to it. But just generally the story, I mean, the city always looks great anyway.
Yeah.
The story is generally very, very good, and it's one of these games where you can transition from a previous Batman game to a new Batman game and not be having to go through new controls and everything. It feels familiar.
They do the combat really well as well.
They do. The combos are just so good.
Is effectively, maybe for the lesser player, just seen as a button basher.
Yeah.
There is a good level of depth there, and like you said, the combos, the way it flows from attack to attack.
Yeah, he can literally just jump from one person to another. I mean, you can build all those combo scores, and it's good. It looks good.
Yeah, and at the start when you play these Batman games, I at first was a bit skeptical because you basically drop down, you hit a few people, and then you zip line back up and you hide, wait for them to go, oh, where'd he go? And then drop down and do it again. And it's kind of going hit, hide, hit, hide. But as you learn the system properly and using the gadgets and everything, it does become very cool. It does.
It really does.
I can't wait to.
And there's always a lot of collectibles on here, which everyone knows I'm a big fan of collectibles.
Talking of collectibles, actually, I'm not going to steal Dan's thunder a bit here, but we'll let you talk about it. The Assassin's Creed title will inevitably be coming out.
Yep.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of collectibles there.
Absolutely. It's an Assassin's Creed game. You can't have a game without collectibles. No. Working title is AC Victory. It's going to be set in London.
Which is cool.
Which is like the first time the game has actually gone full game into an English setting.
Yeah.
Like they had in 3, like a couple of very, very early levels were in London. Well, I say a couple.
I'm guessing we're not going to have the London Eye on there.
Well, it depends. Like if they go the way that Unity did.
We may have done.
No, I was saying I'm pretty sure I made that joke. And you
anyway. Okay.
Carry on.
So if they go like how Unity did, where they had like time travel sort of like glitchy moments in the Animus
yeah.
sort of thing, which took you out of the actual main time frame of the game. You might see certain London landmarks. Whether they go that modern, I don't know.
It's Victorian London, I believe.
Yeah.
But this none of this is official.
I was going to say, do we even have a date for this yet? We don't, do we?
It will be October, November.
Yeah,
it's clockwork.
It's an Assassin's Creed game. It will be there.
Yeah.
It's as regular as a FIFA game or any sports game, or the fact that
Call of Duty,
or even Forza.
Forza.
We spoke about Forza 6
in
the Game of the Week this week, and that's been announced. That will be coming out. That's obviously very high on my list. I say obviously.
Well, it's high on my list. After playing the Horizon, it's definitely going to be high on my list.
I'm a big racer, and I think Forzas are one of the best, if not the best.
I think they're the best
racing game, but not the only racing game this year. We do have a couple of others.
There's Project Cars,
which is it was going to be a last year game, wasn't it?
They very smartly dodged the kind of the crowded area of
Car
Crew, Drive Club, and Forza Horizon, because I think they realised that Slightly Mad Studios or something they were called. I believe they're a small studio. They didn't have the name of Forza. Or Drive Club was a big name, even though it was a new IP. There was a lot of hype around it. And
there was.
The Crew is done by Ubisoft, so they did well to avoid it. And hopefully, I think that's March, that game. And
I think that's going to pay off for them as well, because by the time they come out in March, a lot of people would have played Forza. They would have played Drive Club. They would have played the Crew. that they'll be coming out at a good time. I think it's definitely good for them.
That's so we've got a couple more. We should probably start rounding it up because we could sit here for hours. There's so many games.
We could.
But I suppose we can't really end the video without mentioning Halo 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty big deal for Xbox fans and myself included. I've still yet to play through the Master Chief Collection.
I'm working through it at the moment.
But I will be working through it and I will be finishing them in time for Halo 5 this year. Mm-hmm. That's obviously a pretty big game. Anyone got anything else they want to... I've got a couple more. Anyone else want to
I've got
list a couple more?
I've got two more off my list. Both Tom Clancy games, or at least Tom Clancy's name is attached to them, rather.
Yeah.
The Division being one. That's more of a online...
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm hoping it's not
team up. I
hope it's not mandatory online because it does look cool.
I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work, but it's somewhere along the lines, I guess, of like how Destiny has functioned in that sense of like a lot of people can be online at the same time, but you're doing your own thing.
But that's fine.
Because
you can play Destiny completely on your own if you want to.
Yeah. And the other one, because I am a big fan of the Rainbow Six games. I've been playing them since they're on like the PC, and that is the Rainbow Six Siege. I originally it wasn't because I thought it's all just going to be multiplayer based, but apparently there is single player function to it. So I'm going to watch it, but I'm not going to jump in on it if it's not what I want.
My screaming wasn't from not wanting the game because I agree. When I was younger, they were fantastic games and I loved them. I was more sketching of whether or not it will make this year's window. I would be surprised, like kind of similar to Crackdown. There's another game that's maybe rumoured this year, but I think those kind of games might fall to 2016. But we'll have to wait and see.
Did we mention Metal Gear Solid already?
Oh, Metal Gear Solid is another one. Yes, that was on my list. Along with Quantum Break, which is another Xbox exclusive, which looks very good. Kind of a lot of similarities, I feel, to maybe kind of it's from the guys of Alan Wake. Kind of has a lot of Max Payne to it. I
like the Max Payne.
If that's a thing. So I think we can draw. Hotline Miami 2 as well. I'm looking forward to that one, which looks incredibly violent. In fact, it's so violent we didn't include it in the news this week, but I'll just say basically Australia refused to classify it because it was too violent.
Wow.
Good old Australian
Australians. No. The second I saw the title, like kind of fail classification, I was just like, please be Australia, please be Australia, please be Australia. And it was like, yes, it's Australia. So I was like, that's fine. I don't care. I don't live there. But I think we can all agree 2015 is going to be a good year to be a gamer. A bad year if you don't have much money.
Can I just go back a little step here? Surely if you're an Australian and you, I don't know, travel to Europe on holiday and you buy this game for your PS4, will you get arrested for it or what? What's the situation there?
I don't think so.
It just means that they don't want to classify it for distribution.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's like fans.
No, it's like films basically. It's like they won't give it like a 15 rating if it has these certain things in.
But then if they're not going to give it a rating, they
no. But it's like if you're aiming for a rating,
unnecessary.
if you're aiming for a rating, then you've got to meet a certain standard. If you don't meet that standard, they won't give it its rating. Basically.
Interesting.
What they will do, like they did with South Park, they will make some amendment to the game in order to get it classified over there.
Yeah. I hope the amendment is something along the lines of when you shoot people, it's just like a cloud of kittens rather than blood. Like rainbows everywhere.
They just make fun of it.
Have we covered everything off? I think
there's more.
We've bound to forgotten something.
The actual list is just far too big to cover everything.
But then again, we go from most anticipated to just the games of 2015. So I think if we haven't covered them in 15 minutes, then they can't be that high up on lists. We've gone through about a dozen there.
At least,
and they're all hopefully going to be good games. We can't say they're going to be good, but we're excited for them.
They're most anticipated.
Yes. Well done. So that draws to close this week's episode of Party Chat. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Do let us know in the comments down below some of your most anticipated games. Let us know if we've missed any off the list because, as Ash mentioned, I'm sure we have forgotten at least one. But for now, Ash, Dan,
Cheers.
thank you for your time.
Gentlemen.
And everyone out there, we will see you next Wednesday.